The news is live on Class 91.3 FM in Accra, Ho FM 92.5 in the Volta region, Dagbon FM 102.5 in Tamale, Radio 192.1 in the Upper West region, Radio Power 96 in Spain. Around the world, join us on Class FM online.com. Coming up in the next 15 minutes, the Ghana Health Service set up a committee to probe missing newborn as staff face prosecution. Legal experts clarifies the scope of ECOWAS court ruling on Tokonu's removal.
When you talk about the fact that your fundamental human rights has been breached, it must be proven beyond, it must be more of a abundance of ability that indeed your fundamental human rights.
Deputy Finance Minister reviews gold board spent $16.1 billion on gold purchases in 2025.
Gold principally from the artisanal and small-scale mining sector through licensed buyers operating under the gold board licensing regime. As of 31st May 2026, gold board had licensed a total of 1,184 buyers.
Also coming up in African news, Kenya to charge students with murder over deadly school fire. These plus many other stories coming your way shortly. Right.
This is the Class Breakfast News.
I am Elizabeth Aidoo and welcome to Class 91.3 FM. Let's settle for the details of the news. Investigations into the disappearance of a newborn from the East Gonja Municipal Hospital has turned a new phase, with the Savannah Regional Health Directorate establishing a 7-member committee to determine what went wrong and recommend sanctions where necessary. The committee, constituted by the Savannah Regional Director of Health Services, Dr. John Otu, has been tasked with establishing the facts surrounding the baby's disappearance, recommending appropriate disciplinary action where required, and proposing measures to prevent similar incidents in the future. The move comes as the Ghana Health Service announced that staff members responsible for the care of the newborn before the disappearance have been interdicted and are facing criminal prosecution. In the statement issued yesterday, June 24, the service says the affected staff have been arraigned before the Tamale High Court in connection with the case. It said the interdiction were carried out in accordance with the Ghana Health Service Code of Conduct and Disciplinary Procedures, and will remain in effect pending the outcome of the court proceedings. The Directorate said it is working closely with the Ghana Police Service to locate the missing baby and appeal to the public to volunteer any information that could assist on the ongoing investigation. As part of effort to support the search, hospital, child welfare clinics and community health officers across the country have been directed to remain vigilant and report any suspicious mother and baby pair to the nearest police station. The Ghana Health Service also disclosed that psychological support has been arranged for the baby's parents and assured the public of commitment to ensuring accountability and maintaining the highest standards of patient safety and healthcare delivery. The Directorate expressed sympathy to the family and pledged to provide further updates as investigations progress. The baby reportedly went missing from the East Gonja Municipal Hospital on June 10, 2026. On June 12, two midwives from the facility, Frank Atanga, 52, and Mariam Mohammed, 32, were remanded into police custody by the Tamale Circuit Court over the alleged involvement in the case. The two have been charged with conspiracy to steal an adoption. They pleaded not guilty when they appeared before Her Honor Efia Sorokuba, while police investigations into the suspected abduction continues. We'll bring you more details on the story right here on Class 91.3 FM. Let's move on to some other stories. Legal experts are weighing in on the ECOWAS court dismissal of the former Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu's application, with former Deputy Attorney General Joseph Menka saying the ruling was limited to human rights issues and not the merits of her removal. removal. His comment follows Tuesday's unanimous decision by ECOWAS Court dismissing Justice Tokonu's application challenging her removal as Chief Justice and Justice of Ghana's Supreme Court. Speaking on 505 yesterday, Joseph Brenka explained that the ECOWAS Court was only invited to determine whether the procedures adopted in her removal violated her fundamental human right and not whether the petition that led to her removal was justified. He said the court found no evidence that Ghana breached Justice Tokonu's right or failed to comply with the procedural safeguard required under the Constitution.
From the synopsis of what I have heard and then read briefly, I think that court is saying that the procedure, remember that it is not the substance of the matter. It is the procedural effect, whether or not the procedure was complied with and whether or not the processes leading to her removal were fair, just, and in compliance with laid down procedures in our Ghanaian legal jurisprudence, particular provisions and constitutions. Basically, that was what she went there to do, but it was not on the merit of the case, namely whether or not the petitions that were filed was actually culpable or not culpable. I mean, that was actually not it, but the procedural. And remember that procedural fairness is very paramount in our legal jurisprudence. Even if, assuming without admitting that an offense has been committed by a person or a person has committed a wrong or a civil wrong, if the procedure that you're supposed to follow in order to get the person's culpability, you do not comply with it, then your whole processes can be declared a nullity. Why even in our legal jurisprudence here in Ghana, when a lower court takes a decision and there are procedural defects, you can go to a superior court for a certiorari application to quash the decision of the lower court. Procedural fairness is very, very important, and that was what she was relying on at the ECOWAS Parliament, but effectively that has been terminated.
That's the former Deputy Attorney General Joseph Brenka. Meanwhile, private legal practitioner Nii Tete says the court's decision suggests former Chief Justice Gertrude Tekonu failed to establish that her fundamental human rights were violated during the removal process. He explained that applicants alleging human rights violation bear the burden of clearly proving how those rights were infringed, and said he expects the court's full judgment to explain the basis for dismissing Justice Tokonu's claim.
When you talk about the fact that your fundamental human rights has been breached, it must be proven beyond, it must be more abundance of probability that indeed your fundamental human rights are breached. Because clearly, you cannot just say that your fundamental human rights has been breached and so automatically the ECOWAS court should listen to you. They will go into the merits of it and go to detail and you claim that your fundamental human rights is breached. What exactly actually happened? And if indeed there's a breach, then you can and you know that our fundamental human rights take this life from conventions that we have signed and treaties that we have signed as a country. And so there are standard human rights that as a human being you have, no matter the country you belong to, or the fundamental human rights that you have, that you deserve or you are entitled to, no matter the country you belong to. And so once it is established that you claim your fundamental human rights has been breached, and yet you're not able to prove and indicate clearly how, then automatically your release will be dismissed, or your claim will be dismissed, because you'll not be able to convince the court how your fundamental human rights.
That's private legal practitioner Nii Tete. Now, the Office of the Attorney General Ministry of Justice is encouraging the public to take advantage of free legal aid and prosecution services, saying access to justice should never depend on persons' ability to pay. The State Attorney Awo Ama Anochi Bempa says the services of both the Legal Aid Commission and public prosecutors are provided free of charge and urge Ghanaians not to allow financial constraints to prevent them from seeking justice. Speaking to the media at the Office of the Attorney General and Ministry of Justice, Madam Bempa expressed concern that many citizens continue to suffer in silence because they assume they cannot afford legal representation. She therefore urged the public to seek legal remedies through the Legal Aid Commission and public prosecutors with the assurance that they will not be charged for their services.
Two things. First of all, we have a commission known as the Legal Aid. Those people there are public defenders. They are mandated to conduct cases for the general public for free. So you can go there, you see them with your case. If you have a good case, best believe that they are ever willing and ready to conduct your cases for you. We also have public prosecutors, and I work with the Office of the Attorney General and Ministry of Justice. I'm a state attorney, and I'm also mandated to prosecute cases, criminal cases in court. So these are the two agencies that are responsible for public prosecution and public defense. Having said that, lawyers are also enjoined to conduct pro bono cases. So it depends. If you see the right lawyer, if you speak to the right lawyer, you could get a service for free.
That's State Attorney Awo Ama Anoche Bempa. With electricity tariffs set to rise by 3.49% and water tariffs by 0.85% from July 1, the Ghana Union of Traders Association is urging the Public Utility Regulatory Commission to suspend the increases, insisting they are unjustified. The cause follows PRC announcement of a new tariff review that will see electricity and water charges adjusted from next month. In a statement issued yesterday, Guta challenged the basis for the tariff adjustment, describing the reason advanced by the Commission as unconvincing and repetitive. According to the association, sectors such as exchange rate movement, inflation, fuel cost, and electricity generation mix have repeatedly been cited to justify tariff increases over the years and do not adequately support the latest review. Guta urged that the city's depreciation of 4.18% between April and May is too marginal to warrant higher utility charges. It noted that inflation increased only slightly from 3.4% to 3.7% during the review period. The association further pointed out that the fuel prices declined during the second pricing window of June, with petrol prices falling by 9.3% and diesel by 1.7%. It's maintained that there are currently no major operational challenges within the power generation sector, stressing that existing infrastructure is functioning effectively. Guta is therefore calling on the Public Utility Regulatory Commission to reconsider the planned tariff increase before the new rates take effect on July 1, 2026. Investigation into the 320-kilogram shipment intercepted in Australia has led to the arrest of a Ghanaian suspect, according to the Narcotic Control Commission. The suspect was arrested following intelligence-led operations. The NACOC Director General, Brigadier General Maxwell Mante, disclosed that after the destruction of seized cannabis and cocaine yesterday, the Brigadier General Mante said the arrest forms part of ongoing effort to dismantle what it believes to be a drug trafficking syndicate operating through Ghana. He stressed that the commission will not spare any individual found complicit in the alleged network responsible for transporting drugs from Ghana to international destinations.
Let me inform you that I'm aware that you all know of the Australian methamphetamine saga. Through the effort of narcotics in collaboration with the Bureau of National Investigation and other security agencies, I'm happy to announce that we have picked the lead shipper. We did that over 3 nights. My officers slept out of their homes for 3 months and successfully picked the person who led that enterprise. We'll be picking more. Whoever is involved, and like I always say, it is only God and the court that can free you. We'll get to the bottom of this enterprise and make sure that Ghana will not be declared as a narco state. It is our determination that after the World Drug Day on Friday, we are going to go out and hunt for those whose activity or whose business is to just sell drugs to destroy our young ones. Like my deputy always says, this is just the grace period. If you know you are involved in it, I'm only advising you because we will come after you. And nobody, and I say nobody, apart from God and the courts, who can free you.
That's NACOC Director General Brigadier Maxwell Mante. Government is crediting the Ghana Gold Board with improving foreign exchange earning and reducing gold smuggling losses, according to the Deputy Finance Minister Thomas Nyanko Ampem. He says the initiative has helped Ghana retain more value for its gold production while strengthening foreign exchange inflow and supporting the stability of the cedi. According to him, between January 2025 and May 2026, the Gold Board purchased 100 135.8 metric tons of gold, mostly from artisanal and small-scale mining sectors. He disclosed that about $16.1 billion was spent on gold purchases over the period, including $9.8 billion in 2025 alone.
A report, including from Reuters, indicates that Ghana lost about $11.4 billion between 2019 and 2023 through gold smuggling. The Gold Board is gradually reversing this bleeding. Mr. Speaker, on the source of supply, Gold Board's supply comes from two